Hey friends, you know what it looks like when holiness touches earth? It looks like a mountain covered in fire. Have you ever seen that before? I have, and it was awesome. I want to read you a passage from Exodus chapter 19, verses 16 through 20. When God descended on Mount Sinai, thunder roared and lightning flashed. The mountain trembled like a mighty earthquake. Smoke rose like a furnace. The sound of a trumpet grew louder and louder. And the people were all afraid and trembled, so they stood far away. And Moses alone approached the mountain. That's what it looks like when holiness touches earth, a mountain covered in fire. Now let's break that down a little bit. So we see here in this passage, the people of Israel gathered at the foot of the mountain. They had just left Egypt, just escaped from bondage, and they were now at Mount Sinai, where they were going to receive the law from God. But look at what happens in verse 16, when God descended on Mount Sinai. Thunder roared and lightning flashed. The mountain trembled like a mighty earthquake. Smoke rose like a furnace. The sound of a trumpet grew louder and louder. Now, when I read these passages, I can just imagine the scene. You can almost hear the thunder. You can see the lightning flashing across the sky. You can feel the earth trembling beneath your feet. You can smell the smoke from the burning bush. And then there's the sound of the trumpet. My goodness, the sound of the trumpet. It makes you want to, bow down and worship God. You see, this was no ordinary mountain. This was holy ground. When God came down to meet with Moses, the whole mountain was transformed. It was as if God himself had set the mountain ablaze with his glory. Now, the people were afraid, and they were afraid for good reason. They were in the presence of a holy God, and they knew that they were sinful people, and they didn't want God's judgment. So they stood far away. But look at Moses. Moses wasn't afraid. In fact, he wasn't even scared at all. Why do you think that was? Because Moses had a heart that was fully devoted to God. He had a heart that loved God's presence. He had a heart that desired holiness. And because of that, he was able to go further than anyone else. He was able to go right up to the mountain and receive the law from God. Friends, I want you to see that when God's presence comes, when God's Spirit comes, when God's holiness comes, it will consume everything that is not of God. So don't be afraid. Don't run away from it. Embrace it. Embrace the fire. Let God cover you with his presence. Let God set you on fire with his Spirit. Let God transform you into the person he created you to be. So let's give God a big hand. Let's give God a big shout. Let's give God all the glory, honor, and praise because he is worthy. And until next time, may the fire of God's presence cover you and I. May we shine brightly for Jesus. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to share this video with your friends and family.